Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of KBB Reviews. Today I'm super excited to show off Gamesir's newest addition to their mobile Android gaming controllers, the X2 Pro. Now, I have reviewed the X2 some months ago, and unfortunately the footage was deleted, and I kind of just never made another one again, but long story short, I was really underwhelmed by the X2. So when I heard they were coming out with the X2 Pro specifically for Android devices, I was a bit skeptical as I thought it was just a simple reskin of the X2. I decided to take a chance on this and, well, I'm really glad I did. So everyone, stay a while, listen, and let's get started. So, what's in the box? Well, we have the provided carrying case for the X2 Pro, two sets of extra concave and convex thumbstick caps, 1 month of free Xbox Game Pass, the thank you warranty document, a Gamesir logo sticker, the detailed instruction manual, and the X2 Pro itself. First thing that I always notice is how aesthetically looking an item is, and well, this thing is a beauty. I mean, simply just by first glance, it is a very nice looking gamepad. It is rectangular with no sharp angles, and to be honest, this is what I would imagine an Xbox handheld would look like if they were to ever create one. Now, moving on to the color scheme here, it is all matte black, with the only contrasting colors being the A, B, X, Y buttons. Again, this is styled in the likeness of an Xbox controller, and they really hit the mark in this department. The middle of the device, where your phone is placed, has a rubberized and textured backing with polygon weaving. Now, this doesn't add or detract any protection from your phone, but to help keep in place while hooked up, and it does look pretty cool in my opinion. The top and bottom bumpers are also rubber, so it won't scratch up your phone. You can also see that the USB-C connector looks a little bit longer than most, but there is a good reason in that, and we will go over it here in a bit. Now turning this around, we have two additional trigger buttons that are placed next to the texturized grips, which can be mapped out to your choosing. Turning this right side up, we have the left button, left trigger, and the right button, right trigger. And yes, they are actually triggers, not buttons like on the other models. Lastly, turning this upside down, you have the USB-C pass-through connection used to power or charge your phone while you're playing. Now, this feature doesn't work for all phones, so just be aware of that. Now for a quick little button and trigger test here. The thumbsticks are responsive and not too sticky, but I'll show you more with in-game footage in a bit. The A, B, X, Y buttons don't take much pressure to click. The thumbsticks, however, depressing them is a little bit difficult. I did have to exert a little more force than I normally would. The buttons on the back where you hold the device are also difficult to depress, which I can understand may be a good thing, as it is pretty much where you hold the gamepad and you don't want to accidentally press them while playing a game. Here you can see the USB-C connection as it wobbles. Again, this is on purpose so as to fit a wider array of phones so as not to put strain on the connector. And you can also see that this is a little bit longer than most USB-Cs as it does compensate for phone covers and the bumpers as well. Now for a simple extension test, the X2 Pro can extend up to 7 inches or 179 millimeters, and it is not difficult to pull open, feels very smooth, and it simply just glides along. Now let's go ahead and put in my gaming phone. Again, I have my trusty blue G91 Max that I'm still using. Connecting your phone is very simple. Just line up the USB-C connection and let it sit and you are good to go. This does not use any external batteries and is solely powered by your phone. I got lucky that my phone fits perfectly flush to the bumpers here. Now this device is touted to fit a variety of phone sizes and widths. One thing to note is that pretty much the only thing keeping your phone from fitting here is if the phone's USB-C is off-center. Another minor one would be if you have a big camera on the back where it can add to your phone's width. Now, initial impressions while having my phone connected were a little awkward at first. Everything felt natural in my hands except for the right thumbstick, where I found that I had to move my thumb slightly further down to move or depress it. The back buttons also felt a little off, but then again, I'm not used to pressing any buttons where my palms are at. As for the form, it doesn't have the feel or contours of an Xbox controller, but that's not a bad thing. This is meant as a portable handheld controller for your phone and not an Xbox controller extension. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, let's go ahead and test some games. First off, this handheld is specifically designed for Android and Xbox games, and it is surprisingly well optimized for Xbox Remote Play. If you need full detailed instructions on how to set up Remote Play, you can find plenty of them online. Simply put, you will need to enable Remote Play on your Xbox and, with the Xbox app downloaded on your phone, connect your smartphone to your Xbox and you are good to go. Now at the time of this review, I didn't have a lot of games on my Series X as I hadn't had time to move everything from my Xbox Scorpio to this one, but I was able to download some games to show you all. Now again, this controller is so well optimized to Microsoft Xbox that you probably might forget that you're browsing your Xbox via your phone and a handheld device. Alright, so first up is The Division 2. Now, to be honest, I was mostly wowed by the fact that I was playing an Xbox game on my phone, as I never really thought about remote play until the X2 Pro came along.
We are in need of immediate assistance. Repeat, need immediate assistance from any nearby agents. Let me help.
Now I do have to say that there will be a mild learning curve in having to adjust to these handheld settings, as again, at least for me, the right thumbstick was a little awkward to move and depress. Now the trigger to aim and shoot felt good, as well as the reload, sprint, crouch, roll buttons. Now I said the triggers to aim and shoot felt good pulling, but as for combining them with the thumbsticks and aiming and hitting targets, it was a little difficult, which is where the mild learning curve is going to come in. Now, I'm sure if you've used this for a couple days playing the same game, your fingers will get used to the layout and you'll be able to game on this just like on a controller. Second game up is Resident Evil Revelations 2. Now, I had a harder time playing this as the angle I was holding this, coupled with me trying to avoid having my ring light visible, was very difficult. I'm not this bad using a controller, I promise.
The infected, the brief mention.
Now lastly is Diablo Reaper of Souls. Now I would say ARPGs are the best when using this handheld. I had no issues controlling my character and it was just slow enough to where I could press all the buttons in time. Now this is where I felt most comfortable and didn't have to quickly learn any button layouts. Alright, and lastly, let's go ahead and try an Android game here. Now, I don't have a complete list of Android games that this supports, but I can definitely say most shooters, third-person shooter games are compatible, and so do other action-oriented games. However, the most important games, such as Call of Duty and Genshin Impact for many of you, unfortunately, aren't supported without a third-party app, which I wouldn't recommend on downloading just for the safety of your phone. Surprisingly, I felt more confident playing Android shooters than with the Xbox ones, probably because these games were meant for mobile and to be a much slower type of gameplay. Also, quick shout out to my Black Shark T10s that I'm still using, and I used them while playing Resident Evil 2. Now, these paired perfectly with my phone and, in my opinion, provided one of the best spatial sounds of any earbuds that I've tested so far. Also, playing any horror game with earbuds is the only way to really play them. Well, what can I say that hasn't been said already? This is a definite must buy, especially while the product is still rather inexpensive. Currently, this is being sold for $63.99 on Amazon. The Gamesir website has this at $70 and is only expected to increase in price or even run out of units the closer we get to the holidays. Now, if you love playing on your Xbox and want the flexibility of also playing it using your phone and a handheld, then this is most definitely for you. Being that this product is optimized specifically for Xbox, you won't have any issues trying to make this work. Now, if you prefer Android gaming, this is also a great device to use as it is compatible with plenty of titles, although, like I mentioned, Call of Duty and Genshin Impact are unfortunately not supported natively and do require a third-party app. The X2 Pro works real well with shooters and action games, as well as the Alphabet RPGs. You can also use this for cloud gaming from Google Stadia, Amazon Luna, GeForce Now, but I don't really care for any of those services. Plus, Xbox's $14.99 a month to cloud game is separate from their Game Pass. I'd rather have games to own and play when I want than subscribing to essentially renting them when I feel like playing. Alright everybody, that was it for my in-depth review and unboxing of the X2 Pro. Hope you liked my video as I had a ton of fun making this one. Please leave a like, comment, or even subscribe if you like this review and want to see even more budget tech reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Alpha, do you read?
Nighthawk, this is Hunk from Alpha Team.
Man, I thought you were all wiped out.